The Gaming Goose disagrees with Silent Rob? What's my thumbnail all about? You'll find out next, or later, in this dramatizing of a vlog. Now that's what you call a teaser.
Oh, look at me, I have an animated intro.
Welcome! You already know by now who I am, and you clicked on the video about the state of YouTube. This is a response old school style to Silent Rob, and I messaged him about making this response. And he's just like, I said I'm no good at talking and telling stories, because most of the time in my life people try and tell me a story and I'd rather talk to a tree stump. So he's just like, make a list of bullet points, talk about the important thing. Thank you, Silent Rob. I didn't know I had to make a list of bullet points or things to talk about. This is your fault. Make a list of bullets. I got 6,000 bullet points because everything's related. Just you come and whip out your big wang and just slap that shit on the video and just start talking. And just like, oh, yeah, I was getting blown with braces and bobda, 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 and all the other stuff. Where's that leave me? Especially if this is a response to you. Where's that leave me? What am I going to talk about after you talked about getting head? I got nothing. Whip out my bigger dick. No, it's actually tiny. But I got smooth balls as smooth as eggs. But that's my fault. That's my fault. I told him what happens is I talk in circles, and then when I'm done with the video, as I'm speaking, my brain is going, oh, you should have talked about this thing over here. You know, you missed that, right? And I'm like, damn, I wanted to say that, and I didn't say it. Now I talked about it 5 minutes ago, and I totally lose what I'm saying because I wanted to say something that I forgot what I was going to say, and then when I go and try and edit it, if I just cut it in, it's like watching, it's like a damn Tarantino film. And that's me editing, like, for 4 hours. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. There's no sense. It's going to take me twice as long to edit the video as it is for me to even get it out. And look at me, I don't know how many minutes into this damn thing, and I haven't even gotten to the point. Shut up. Silent Rob talked about how he had to delete a video, or he chose to delete a video that based on YouTube's new community guidelines. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the guidelines later, my thoughts on those. But he talked about his history with YouTube and how he feels, how it's going. And I want to respond to him and everybody else who's watching this to kind of give my thoughts on the situation, how things have been going here, because Silent Rob and I have been friends a long time. We met through YouTube, and we've been on here just about as long as each other. And they used to show when your channel was made, and now I don't think it's there anymore. So my channel opened at the end of like December 2006. And his was shortly after, I think. I don't know. So since we've been on here for so long, things have changed. We've weathered all the storms and the changes, just riding our little cork boats. And I'm still here. I don't even know why. Why am I still here? I shouldn't be? Fuck you. So, like, throughout the years, I've deleted a lot of my videos for similar reasons, like YouTube's new policy and everything that's going on, or, they were drama-filled, that ended, and I don't feel it's appropriate to leave something like that up. It's just like, it's in a time capsule, and that's over, and then my feelings may have changed on something, like, or YouTube's other policies has gone on. So, and plus, as I said in the last video, I get emo and OCD, and I'm just like, and I just start deleting stuff all the time because I'm weird. When YouTube first started in 2005, I had heard about it. I was in my car and I heard it on NPR, because back then people actually listened to I did, because I was poor and I couldn't afford a big sound system. I had CDs. There was a CD player in it, and I heard about Lonely Girl 15. And I was like, what is this? I have to see it. And it was around the time my fiance and I had just split up. She moved out. I was living alone. So if you watch those early videos I have, there's no furniture in the house or my apartment. And the reason for that is she took it all. And so that left me with like a milk crate and a computer desk and chair and nothing to do. So I'm just sitting around like... and I'm hundreds of miles away from people I know and family and stuff. So I got sucked into YouTube pretty easy, and I didn't find gaming right away. I mean, I've watched videos and just what you don't understand, and people would say like there's a rose-colored glasses with the beginning. I think people are just forgetful. The beginning of YouTube, it was just people talking. And it was just people opening up a camera saying hello. They didn't worry about lighting. They didn't worry about, there was editing in the beginning, but after, and then it was not as streamlined as it is now, and there weren't thumbnails and there weren't everything else, so people were not opening up with hey everybody, how you doing, I gotta talk animated, raising my voice, just to get everybody's attention, and they say their name. Like, that's a trope that drives me nuts. I know who you are, I clicked on the video, why are you telling me who you are? Hey everybody, I guess Silent Rob does that, doesn't he? But I mean, he's always, what's up bitches, this is Silent Rob. That's different. He doesn't do it to get people's attention. Shut up. But anyway, I got sucked in. So I'm watching people like Greg Solomon, Renetto, Boring Dispatcher was one of my favorites. He was one of the guys, that just basically got on there and just told people they sucked. He's like, you sucked, you shouldn't make videos. It bored me. So really the first video I made was a response to this whole thing that was going on at the time back in 2006 between Renetto and Greg Solomon, where Renetto said he met the founder of YouTube. I can't even remember the dude's name because I don't care. And Greg Solomon, and they were just talking back and forth. You didn't meet him. Yes, I did. I have proof. You see, back in 2006 through like 2000, whenever they got rid of it, you used to be able to attach a video as a video response to a video. So, it would automatically be there in the response. So you could actually have it right below. So you would click somebody's video and right below it would be some people who responded to it. The problem with that is people quickly caught wind of that's what's happening. So you would get a very popular video and hundreds of responses that have nothing to do with the video. People just trying to get themselves seen. So people ruin everything. So they would respond back and forth and I watched it and I kind of parodied them. I dressed up like one or the other. I did that kind of thing. And then that's when I found out, I stumbled into the gaming community at some point. And I'm watching it and of course I found, James Rolfe, and I watched his videos. I thought it was humorous. But then there was all these other people making angry gamer videos, and I was looking at it, and some of them, like Jedi1, who, God bless him, he's gone. His channel's gone, but there's still videos up there for fans or himself re-upload. I don't know. I'll link everything that I'm talking about. He's unwatch. A lot of this stuff that we did, it's unwatchable. It's unbearably unwatchable, including some of the older stuff. And it's not just rose-colored glasses, how great it was. People were raw and authentic, and no one that was doing it back then had the notion, probably before 2008, of I'm going to be famous and I'm going to be the most popular and I'm going to make... There was no money. There was no grandiose thing. Someone just said, I had something to say, damn it. I'm going to say it. This is what I want to do. That's where the OG people came from, and there are a few of them left. Anybody that's been around that long is probably real. I mean, like a real person inward. Their innards are real. Their colon, their esophagus, their esophageal, in terms of how why they got into it and why they started doing it. And I'm looking at these people talking about old school games. Jedi couldn't have been 20. What is he talking about playing NES games from his childhood? Boy, get out of here. So I've had something to say because I was actually old and they weren't. Back then, I was one of the older people making videos. I don't know if anybody could tell based on the 480p. So that's why I started doing it, because I thought these young people you can't possibly know anything. You were 5. What do you remember when you're 5? You remember nap time and cookies from kindergarten. Shut up. You don't remember anything when you're 5. Get out of here. Playing all these hours of your struggles playing games as a 5-year-old or 7-year-old. Oh, poor you at 7. How do you remember, like me, dateless in high school? Dateless. Playing games on a Friday night where other people were out getting punani. And I'm sitting there playing a video game. That didn't happen to you with NES games, did it? So back in 2005, there was that controversy that started by the most subscribed person of that year. Her name was Filthy Whore. She's gone. But there's a video, try and put in, or I'll cut in, of her being interviewed by Renetto a little bit.
The #1 most subscribed user ever in 2.5 weeks.
In 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks, you passed up Smosh, and
Yeah, that's right.
and Emo Kid.
Yep, and I had more subscribers than Paris Hilton.
At the time, what she did is she was the first, to my knowledge, to start up the PayPal button, donation. Like, donate to... I'm vlogging, I'm taking up my time, give me some money. She started it. I guess there's a hint of irony in the world that her name was Filthy Whore. YouTube punished her. YouTube punished her by deleting some of her videos and like taking away other things that she could do, like moving her. You used to be able to earn badges, like you would be the like 10th most viewed in this region or whatever, most liked, and they would put that on the video would get a badge and it would be displayed on your channel and all the other stuff. You can't earn crap now. You just go F yourself. But you know, people used to save those, screenshot it, and like because it was cool to kind of get that. The only reason you were doing it is to get seen. You know, you wanted people to watch your videos, you had something to say, and if a lot of people saw it, that's cool and that's great. And YouTube was a lot more engagement oriented, community oriented back then. That's the one thing that it's missing. The algorithm and the new way has been going probably for over, you know, since 2008 or 10. Let's just say 10 for a round number. The community aspect's gone. I miss the messaging system. YouTube used to have an email system where you could go in and message people, creators, and that's probably how I first started talking to Silent Rob. And I've talked to a lot of people that way. People message me. That's how I've, you know, developed relationships with people who watch my videos because they had a direct message line. It wasn't just comments. They didn't have to go to an external source. You know who is who. They didn't have to explain, hey, you might not know me, but I'm X, Y, and Z. I missed that a lot. They took that feature away. They had a groups feature where you can make individual groups, like a Facebook group, which I'll talk about mine here in a second. And I made one. I made a Facebook group for retro gamers. Everybody was in there, from Armake to Spoonie to James Rolfe was in there. I messaged him, asked him to join. He's like, yeah, I'll join, but I probably won't have time to interact. And I'll get to the weirdness of that a little bit later. But he was nice enough to join. He's very, you know, pleasant. I have no problems with that. Thanks for him for joining. They deleted all that crap, which was well enough of good, because once you have Armate come in with this dude called the Undercover Filmer who used to hide his face. He was the first one to do it. They put on a hockey mask, has some, like, you know, not a Bane thing, like a whole opaque thing. You couldn't see his face. And he would be in front of the camera, except like, you know, Cobra Commander with his voice just ranting about video games. They got into fighting and it just ruined the fucking group. I'm like, oh, okay, that's great. Thanks a lot. Yes, 1998 forum bastards. Since I spent so much time, I followed all these controversies. The PayPal button thing was pretty big. She started doing it, other people started doing it, and then there were videos going, you can't have PayPal buttons. You can't do it. It's bad. You're go fuck yourself. You shouldn't be taking money. This isn't a job. That's the thing that you're still hearing 2019. This isn't a job, even though a lot of people make a living doing it. This being about the money started within the first year of YouTube. She did that in 2005, and it hasn't left. The partner program, that, like, they started doing ad revenue, and that was shortly after that, like 2006 or 7-ish they were doing that. They slowly started rolling it out to certain channels, and you had to be invited, like behind the curtain, like some Bilderberg meeting where you're putting on like a skull head and sacrificing virgins and some bullshit that they're doing. Like, how do you get into this? You couldn't contact anybody. It's oh, nothing's changed. You have to remember, back in those days, and this is why, Silent Rob, this is goddamn why I said I couldn't do this, because there's so much shit. I'm talking about Filthy Whore, no one cares. I'm talking about Renetto and Greg Solomon, people that have been gone, right? Lily Livers and all these other people, Happy Slip, all these other people, WineKone, all these people that I watched that were on the front page of YouTube. They were popular. They racked up so many views. Like Renetto, just for doing what he does, racked up so many views. He met the CEO, right? That was unheard of back then. And I'm following the PayPal controversy, and I'm following the gamer stuff, and as time goes on, you're just watching it. And Silent Rob did make things like, you know, motherfuckers stabbing each other in the back. He's dropping out those motherfuckers like he's Samuel L. Jackson. All of a sudden, Silent Rob, if you don't put on an eye patch in the next video and say, shit, that's all you had to say, and a little afro. All right. So as I was just ranting about Silent Rob, the reason why you can't do that is because I can't talk about early YouTube without talking about the forerunners of YouTube. People, all those people I mentioned, the people that were at the top. The first one was Filthy Whore. Then you had Brookers. And how can I talk about Brookers without talking about that interview she did with Kermit the Frog here? And I can't talk about that interview without talking about how she's a grown woman. She's still cute, but she's got those teeth. I could do a little Zen garden gardening with in the sand with those, you know, teeth going on. Then I can't say that. And then Chris Hansen's going to come and you need to go away because you write bad checks. All these other people that were huge back then, right? They quickly shot up. They were the top of YouTube. They probably were some of the first that had the part. Who knows? Who knows? They had things go viral. They were the first. And very, very few of them are still around, even though they could be. And Silent Rob said something else that was pretty brilliant. He said, you know, making people the ability to earn money kind of ruined YouTube. Well, as I said, Filthy Whore kind of ruined that for everybody else because she figured out a way. And YouTube doing it themselves and having the partner program, I think people, I was sort of insulated from that because as far as I know, and I don't know if this is true, but I said as far as I know, and if someone else knows different, let me know. People started getting invited to the partner program, and it was a big kerfuffle. The Irate Gamer got on the front page with his Super Mario Brothers 2 review and scandal video, and shortly after that, he became a partner. And he was a partner before Angry Video Game Nerd, and people were pissed. And it was shortly after that YouTube sent me a message, and they said, hey, you want to join the partner program? And I said, yeah, sure, that would be great. I was like, me? So it was, I'll put up a screenshot because I found the email. It was 2008. It was fairly early in 2008, like June, something like that. That began the downfall of the gaming goose in many ways. I accept the partnership because who the hell wouldn't? And then I start going to my videos, and I'm like, oh, let me run ads on this, run ads on this. And, you know, you got to click them individually, so select it. So it was a pain in the ass. So I go and do it. And immediately, unbeknownst to everybody else, they start coming back to me like, no, Goose. You can't run ads on that one. You don't own permission to that game, do you? And I don't know if people were pissed if they found out I became a partner and I told them. I'm sure some were, you know, that whole jealousy thing or whatever. But, you know, back in the day, to go in my circuitous Tarantino Clue, beginning of Clue type, Clue movie type talking in circles. What? Back in the day, people weren't pissed over like earning money in the early days. They were looking at other people like Jedi, like Urinating Tree, like anybody who was miles ahead of them, like Armake, and looking and saying, okay, this person's makes funny content or not funny content. Why the fuck are people watching all of them and not me? So you get a little in your. That eventually left me, but in the beginning, I was getting a little salty about that shit. I'm like, what? This person is not that funny. Why are they getting, like, way more views than me? So I had a video, like, where I'm sitting in front of a TV beating Mike Tyson because I'm arguing with people saying you can't do that. Pause half a second and then punch him and the energy goes down trick outside of an emulator. And it's true, you can't, you liars. Speed running bullshit motherfuckers talking about you ruined everything and you're a liar. If you speed run anything, you're a liar. I should make a rant video about that. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, I'm gonna get hate for that. Oh, the claws are coming out from the Goose. And I had a video where Jedi made a video about how you could burn a Saturn disc if it stopped working. And once it reads past the I guess it's a copyright band that they have on the outside of Saturn discs. It recognizes that it's a legit disc, and if you swap the disc out, it'll work, because my copy of Tomb Raider wouldn't load. So I burnt a disc, because back then you still had DVRs, and I made a video and all it showed was the booting up of the Saturn and Tomb Raider loading, and they're like, nope. You need to get proof from the publisher. So practically every video I made, and that was back at like my Super Ghouls and Ghosts let's play, whatever I was calling it, piece of crap videos were there, and obviously I couldn't monetize them. So now I'm going back and forth talking to you know, YouTube partner support, just the, you know, like, hey, what's going on with this? And they give me the runaround like they give everybody else, but it was terrible, because now I'm sitting here going, okay, what if I can't show gaming and I built this channel on gaming? What in the hell am I gonna do? It didn't get any better. So it's like, well, I guess I could never make money, and I just upload and do what I want to do. And when they finally start approving things, you know, I would make some. But in the entirety since 2008, when I started, YouTube's only given me like 2 checks for $100 each. So that's not good return on your investment at all. Mishimina, I joined them. They're gone. They sucked, and I may have got like a couple bucks every, you know, a while. They kept all my money. Assholes. Glad you're gone. You deserve it. I battled a lot with that. In fact, my TMNT video, I had a friend at the time who played guitar, did the riff for the music, Teenage Mutant, you know, and I played that, and they asked me for, you know, I needed to get him to send an email for permission saying, yeah, I gave him permission. I played the guitar riff and sang, and that took them so long to even approve the ads. I got nothing from it. PopCap Games, who gave me a review copy of Plants vs. Zombie. I had permission in writing from the company. They still gave me bullshit. Like, you need permission to post this game to get any. And by the time it kicked in, most of my views, my most successful video, most of my views were gone. So YouTube was just like, it was worthless to me in terms of making money. It didn't help me at all. I you know, that's why I wanted to get into a network, and even when they did, they just unresponsive, didn't do anything, never join a network because they don't do jack for you. I'll tell you that right now. I went to a YouTube, this is a sidebar, I went to a YouTube meeting that YouTube actually holds, you know, around the country. They'll hold them up and you go and you meet other creators and they give you things. YouTube themselves, maybe I can't verify this, just they basically said that, yeah, to boil it down, yeah, networks exist, but, you know, we don't suggest that everybody needs to join them. We don't recommend, really. Okay, so what does this have to do with anything Silent Rob said? You got to remember the views and subscriber counts on those old days. Like, when Filthy Whore was the most subscribed person, she had 4,000 subscribers. And she was the most person on the entire platform. As my voice cracks, like I'm still going through puberty and my balls haven't dropped. And then you keep going throughout the years, like people that get up there, Brookers and everything else. And by the time Angry Video Game Nerd got on there, it was sometime in 2008-ish, he hadn't hit 100,000 yet, but he was still one of the most subscribed people on the platform. People were hanging out, but, you know, there wasn't a lot of people, not nearly as many as there are now. And the quality of what people was doing was pretty much shit.
Hey, Mr. Safety. Fuck you!
I just realized that I'm drinking from a cup that has Christmas bears on them. And it's May, almost June.
No answer! No answer. No answer whatsoever. So this time you leave a nervous message. Hey. Hey. Hi, it's me. Remember me? Yeah, we're going out on a date tonight.
About 2010-ish is when I got punched out of YouTube a little bit. I didn't have time. I got laid off my job, and I thought about, like, I make some sad sob story. Oh, subscribers, if I need to continue making videos, I need your help. And I couldn't do it. I didn't want to do for something like that. I could take care of myself. And, you know, I started working like 3 jobs till I got another full-time one. By the time it rolled around, you know, time had passed. And I've only put out, you know, intermittent videos, and then when I could. No, the thumbnail is to kind of show the new community guidelines, and the title is a question mark because I don't disagree with Silent Rob. I'm finally getting to that. Completely. I just think I have a different perspective. I don't know if there's a lot of backstabbing, but I know there was a lot of people like, why does this person have more views than me? And you know, and I think a lot of people are all about the money. And I think, you know, once Viacom sued YouTube and this copyright thing started, it got even worse. And it's bullshit anyway, because Viacom employees were uploading their own videos and then flagging them for copyright to make this thing go through. So it's just like, oh, for crying out loud, all this stuff for copyright, and you need permission, and using music, and you can't even, you know, make a joke with a song or anything that you used to do. And now everything's been streamlined. Like the algorithm kind of like weeds things out to only show you a certain amount of things. So you can't discover new people in the same organic way. You're never going to be suggested a different kind of person. You'll never know people exist unless you're actually searching for their channel, or you're actually searching for something directly, the title that relates to their video, or something in their channel. You ain't gonna find nothing. You ain't gonna find shit. Just like in Spaceballs, going through the desert with that little comb. You're not going to find it. You can't find it. And that kind of destroys the community aspect. And once the money, like people started being able to make a lot, being able to make a living off of this at some point, the Fred coming in, the most subscribed, and other people, like this ushered in like all the professionals and all the people who weren't around in the beginning. Like if you like video games and you weren't around in the beginning and you weren't, where were you? Why weren't you here? Why weren't you making content? Why weren't you saying something? Right? Why did it take you till now when you can make a lot of money and you could sit behind a collection and just start yammering? Like I have a hard time believing that you're as passionate as you say you are, and you're just some schmuck who's going to be like everybody else, throwing up the thumbnail from Uchebe, like Josh, I can't pronounce your name, damn it. After you, he gave the video. It's, God, I can't pronounce it. Sorry. I can't do it. My lips don't work. I'm old. Anyway, there's a reason why you see this all the time. Not only that is people don't have any ideas. They have none. They have zero creativity. They have zero things to say. It takes too much work. Because like, I got to put out constant content. So what do? They get news. They go, and they make a video, which, just like I did here, like with clickbait content and clickbait everything else. And that's why the new thumbnail's coming in. And I don't know how that's going to affect these channels, but I hope they die. You don't need to be a news channel. You don't do it. None of you. None of you who are making news and constant updates about the game, we don't need you. You don't say anything different than the websites you find. You offer nothing interesting. Stop it. Stop it. Bad YouTubers. Bad. Scolding you. It doesn't need to be there. You're just clogging things up for the rest of us. You're like some schmuck. You're like an old person in the morning when you're trying to get to work and they're retired, just screwing up your day. Like, go somewhere else if you want to be news, right? Go to school for journalism, right? Or something. Make a website. See if you can get people to come there. You don't need to make videos about every 4 things that have nothing to do with nothing, just like news and updates. Like, hey, I'm going to update you on something I read on a website. Oh, really? I can't read a website. I can't use Google. I could if I wanted to. I don't want it. I don't want to have to sit there and see you in my feed. See you sitting there just, oh, hey everybody, it's so-and-so and so-and-so. Make sure you click the subscribe button and the bell, and every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I say something new. So just to let you know, we're going to go into a few little things. I'm going to talk real fast, and I'm going to say some stuff that you ain't going to want to understand. So let's just get into the content now. Intro. Shut up. Shut up and die. Oh, you can't say that anymore. Damn it. Shut up and pretend to die. Shut up and have your channel have a virtual death and let it go while you live your life being the boring person you are. I've tried posting a news video. Like, some people just post game footage. Like, that's what Review Black USA used to do. Just have game footage that has nothing to do with what he's talking about because he didn't want to show his blobfish looking ass on camera. And, just talk over that. And there's tons of people that do that now. Just like giving updates and their thoughts on things, which they're 99.9 Dove soap % of the time boring. Nobody cares. It takes you 15 minutes to get to something, and it's worse than this video, if that's even possible, which it's not. Stop it. See, that was the thing about old school gaming. Nobody did that shit. Nobody did that shit. They just turned it on, and it was experience. It was response. It was reader response criticism. It was how they felt. They talk about how their experiences then and their experiences now and what they feel as they're playing it. That's what those old rant videos were about. They didn't give you some history on the publisher, the developer, or anything else. Shut up. And not all, and it's not that all those channels are bad. It's just there's an influx of them because people have nothing new to say. It's like there's already. That was the thing when I started making videos. It's just like, That's why I parody people, because, you know, I wanted to do something different, so I just made fun of people. And that's, Silent Rob did the Wizwar. That's where he got that from a video I made, because that's what I just flamed Wizwar for about 20 minutes. And it was about the most Silent Rob kind of video that I've ever made. It's pretty nasty. I'll probably join my Facebook group, all the other links. I think I'll put some of my older videos there, like Silent Rob talk about, you know, people helping each other's out and recommending. And I recommended a bunch of people. They're all gone back in the day, which is why that video is no longer there, because everybody I recommended stopped. You ungrateful, whoring sons of bitches. So yeah, circling back, money's always been a problem. Quality's gone up, but the intelligence has gone down. And these new community guidelines going over thumbnails is probably not a bad thing, and descriptions, because now people could stop being clickbaity. Because like Jack Black he's been teasing he's going to do gaming, and then he made a clickbait, I finally gaming, and he got it and he made it look like he was playing Fortnite. Then he's not playing Fortnite, which goes against their community guidelines. Now, nothing against Jack Black, because it was funny, but that'll never touch him. Right, those guidelines. He's whitelisted. They're not going to bother him. Be like, oh, you're Jack Black. You can go. I'm going to get a burger, and you'll be fine. Everybody else has to worry about it, because they're going to get that big yellow and white dildo that YouTube likes to shove up people's asses, and they're going around. And now they're putting like metal studs on it that just like that go hook outwards, so you can't pull it out. They're just so it just tears you once they get it in there, baby. Picture that. Not on me. So yeah, it's not too. But the one thing that I did want to re-emphasize, and I'll put it up on the screen, is this new line at the bottom. If a YouTube creator's on or off platform behavior harms our users, community, employees, or ecosystem, we may respond based on a number of factors, including, but not limited to, the egregiousness of their actions and whether a pattern or harmful behavior exists. Our response will range from suspending a creator's privileges to account termination. This whole thing, this kind of Patreon-esque kind of what you do off the platform kind of stuff, like you're an employee. Like, you know, when social media kicked in, you know, they always said, you know, if you work for, I don't know, Walmart or Target or something, like they tell you, they make you sign that stuff, as you can't say shit about the company on social media now. And, you know, like, what they don't realize, you're an independent contractor working for YouTube. But I don't know what this means, this off-platform behavior. What are you talking about? What does that mean? And that seems very, it's not good. And I don't know why they put it in there. I guess people act like a fool on other places, and they just, I don't know what it's going to be used for, and I don't know why it's there. So essentially, the problem with YouTube is there's too many people and too little creativity. And we should just start voting people off the island. Just like, you know, get out. You know, Review Tech USA, put your shirt back on and get the hell out. RGT85, talk slow, get out. Goo, you're not saying anything interesting. A bunch of other people that do that. Nothing against them personally, I don't know them, but, you know, we could do without you. We could do without you. In fact, all the people that's in that thumbnail, get out, go. We don't need you. Bye. I'm not in the thumbnail, am I? Oh, thank God.